Hello and welcome back to Fertile Foundations. Today we're going to be discussing what is your body type. This is a really cool system based on ancient science to help you understand your body better and live a fertile lifestyle now and forever in the future. This is a good foundation to build a healthy lifestyle individualized for your body type. So, this is based on the ancient system of Ayurveda. This is an ancient lifestyle system from India, over 5,000 years old, and comes from the understanding or knowledge about our human makeup, our bodies, and the uniqueness or individuality of our bodies. So, what are the types? There are three main categories of body types in Ayurveda: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Vata is the air element, Pitta is the fire element, and Kapha is the earth element. There can also be combinations of these three types. So, for example, you can be primary Pitta, secondary Vata, primary Vata, secondary Kapha. It can work in any combination of these. And you can be a balance of all three. That's also very possible. So the goal with Ayurvedic body typing is not to change your body type. Your body type or your constitution is what it is. The goal is to live in harmony with your body type so that you can prevent a lot of the illnesses or dis-ease that comes out of imbalances in these different body types. Vata, I want to talk a little bit about what each of these body types is, and you can probably just recognize yourself within my descriptions. There are also lots of online tests and assessments that you can do to understand your body type, and we're going to upload an assessment right into your portal so that you can assess for yourself which of these body types you are. So, the Vata body type is the person who tends to forget where they place their keys, where their shoes are. They might be running around the house in the morning like, oh my gosh, where's my whatever it is, water bottle or whatever. They are often scattered. They find themselves easily unfocused. So they may be doing one thing and get sidetracked to completely something else. And then 4 hours later, they're like, oh my gosh, I was still working on that thing. That is the Vata body type. The Vata body type tends to be on the skinnier side. However, that's not always the case, but tends to be on the skinnier, taller side, or short, very tall, but extremely thin. The pulse of a Vata body type is often considered wavering or shifty. And the Vata person will tend towards dry skin, joints that crack and pop, hair that's thin, eyes that are kind of beady, and overall, the Vata type tends to be having energy in spurts. So the Vata will be an energizer bunny for a short period of time and then crap out. And Vatas need a lot of rejuvenation. So we're going to discuss that in the next portion when we talk about rebalance. Pitta is the fire type. The fire type tends to be very intensely focused on their goal. So this type might be very driven. They might be very committed to success in their work, in their career, in their business. They're also going to be equally intense about wanting to become parents. So the Pitta type often takes on this intensity around any goal that they have in their life. The Pitta type also tends to have very intense eyes. So you can maybe think of them as like piercing eyes, maybe. And then Pitta has a lot of fire. So they tend towards inflammatory conditions. That might be inflammation or pain anywhere in the body. It may be just an overall pain you may feel when you're hungry. Pitta is actually really finding it important to eat regularly. If they skip a meal, they generally feel really crappy and really irritable. You do not want to be around the Pitta type who hasn't had a meal on their schedule. So Pitta types really prefer to have regular meals and not skip meals. Um, and then the Kapha type is the earth element. Kapha is very centered, balanced. However, Kapha tends to be on the heavier side. They usually could be described as big boned, quote unquote. The positives of Kapha is they'll often have thick hair, thick nails, healthy looking, vibrant skin, but they tend towards this stagnation. So they might tend towards gaining weight where very easily. They may find themselves sitting in one place for a long time in their day. And this will lead right into how do we balance these body types. So, what do we need to do to balance a Vata body type? We need to practice the Vata lifestyle. The Vata lifestyle needs to be focusing on lots of sleep. Remember, I said Vatas need a lot of time to rejuvenate. Their Energizer Bunny energy only lasts if they're able to get good quality sleep and prioritize their sleep relatively frequently. It's really easy as a Vata type to stay awake late or keep going and keep feeling like, oh, I have enough energy. I'm just going to keep knocking out this project that I have. But it's really important to inherit discipline, to sleep at a regular schedule, and to have timeliness and scheduling and calendaring anywhere possible. So Vatas work best on a schedule. They need to create as much regularity in their daily schedule as possible. That could mean the time for waking up, the time for going to sleep, the time for eating, the time for pooping. As much as you can get scheduled on a calendar, the better. It's also hard to do this with a Vata body type. So Vatas will often resist. They're often free spirits who like to keep their calendars open and allow for spontaneity, but this is actually the least favorable way to live a Vata lifestyle. It's really important for them to have a schedule and to stick to their schedule. The other thing about Vatas is to make sure to ground. If you don't know what I mean, I'm talking about a grounding practice that helps you feel more grounded and centered. That can be meditation. There's actually going to be in the course, we will teach you a grounding practice, we'll teach you a fertility meditation practice. And this is really important to inherit and incorporate into your Vata lifestyle if you are a Vata body type. Additionally, exercise can be good, but in small amounts. So Vatas really can burn out easily. And the way to protect from that is to exercise in small spurts. 10 minutes, 15 minutes here and there. They do not need to do long high intensity interval trainings or things like that, they really need to focus on small spurts of exercise. The Pitta lifestyle focuses on sleep. Sleep for Pittas, usually 7 to 8 hours is a good amount. They tend to be super focused and get sucked in, so it's really important to take breaks. For them, it's also really important to eat anti-inflammatory foods. Make sure that if you love spicy food, which is a tendency of Pitta, they either love it or they hate it. If you have a tendency towards loving spicy food, you want to make sure that you keep it in check. Enjoy your spice sometimes, but try not to eat spicy food all the time because it will throw your body out of whack. There's a tendency towards diarrhea in Pitta body types, so really making sure to keep the digestion intact. And remember, I said that they really prefer to eat on their schedule and not skip meals. So make sure that you do not skip meals if you are a Pitta type, unless you've been guided through a detox or something that will help in general with other things. And then exercise is good, but it's important to remember to balance it with meditation. So for the Pitta body type, they have tremendous amounts of energy and they find it really easy to work out, and they might even do like really extensive workouts. However, it's really important that if you are working out hardcore or exercising a lot, to integrate at least 10 to 15 minutes a day of some sort of meditation to balance that energy. Lastly, we get to the Kapha lifestyle. And the Kapha lifestyle, interestingly, Kaphas need very little sleep to feel rejuvenated. Only 5 to 7 hours can be enough to sleep for a Kapha body type. They absolutely must add spontaneity to their life. So Kaphas are super diligent and they like everything the same. They like to keep the same schedule for 20 years. They might keep eating the same food every single day. This is the Kapha body type. Unfortunately, that absolutely does not work with diet, because for a Kapha body type, you really need to ensure that the diet has lots of variety. This is true for everybody. Everybody needs a variety in their diet, but especially true because the Kapha tendency is to eat the same thing again and again. So as much as they can, adding in spontaneity in whatever form that shows up in their life. If that means, hey, I'm going to go for a quick run in the middle of my day, awesome. If that means I'm going to get on the phone with a friend spontaneously, cool. Just do whatever can add some spontaneity to your life. It will make for a more balanced lifestyle. Kaphas also must focus on regular movement. So the tendency, remember, is to sit still for days on end if they could. So it's important to remember to take breaks, that you're actually moving around. So no sitting for long periods of time. Maybe set your alarm every hour, you move for 5 minutes or something like that, because it's really easy to get stuck in one place and create more stagnation in the body. And then in terms of exercise, high intensity interval training is a great practice for Kaphas because it incorporates spontaneity, it incorporates variety into a workout that Kaphas desperately need in their life to support that rebalance. So if you're familiar with it, great. If you're not, please look it up. High intensity interval training, and find ways to incorporate this into your life. That's it for today. I hope you learned something about yourself, and I hope you learned something about your partner, and what makes you unique and individualized, and how to live in balance with your constitution or your body type. We'll see you next time.